start recording. A little different tonight, and there's no chat rewards to rescue.
We won't be covered in yet, so that'll be new.
Yeah. All right. Well, when we left off, it was Blink's turn, so we'll go ahead and you all have the map. All right. We'll go ahead, Blink.
All right. Well, let's do the Eldritch Cannon first while I'm thinking about it. The cannon's gonna move a little bit and then do some temporary hit points. All right, and then with this guy right next to me, I don't really like that. I am just gonna. He's just gonna try to. He's gonna reach out and try to shocking grasp this guy right next to him.
Okay. And he dodges out of the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
did
we're
I have
self-targeted.
self-targeted?
Oh, you hit yourself and missed the ghoul.
Well, I choose not to do damage to myself.
Alright.
Yeah. That's it. I'm done.
All right. So now we're up to Tarian.
Alright, I feel like I had some memory of how I was attacking this basilisk to try to not get turned to stone, but I don't
You were
remember
holding a
what I was
mirror
doing.
that you found on the ground, and you were kind of looking at it.
That's right. Trying to angle the mirror. Like, I knew I was doing something. So I'm going to keep doing that.
Okay.
And try to go
It gives
after
you
him.
disadvantage on the attack.
Okay. Let's see that. I just clicked disadvantage first, yeah. I think it's worth it to not get turned to stone. Oops, what did I do? I did the wrong thing. Sorry. I haven't played in a while. Forgot what to do.
No.
Oh wait, that's the wrong thing too. What am I doing?
You killed the basilisk.
I don't know what I clicked the first time that didn't. I thought I clicked the right thing the last time. All right. Well, can I try that one more time?
Yeah, give me a second to fix him.
I'm supposed to just double click here, right? Oh, sorry, John. I'm a hot mess.
No problem. No problem. It's there. All right. So that was definitely a hit.
But I didn't get disadvantage, so
roll it one more time, and we'll just see.
Yeah, just go with the.
Just roll a d20 in case it's a crit.
So that's +7, so it'd be a 15.
And yeah, that's gonna hit.
So I'll just take that double damage I already did earlier and apply that, right?
I've already fixed that. Just go ahead and re-roll damage.
I think that did something wrong.
Give him an extra 2 points of damage.
Oh, that's.
He would have died anyway. Even without the crit, he would have died anyway. So.
All right. Thanks. Sorry.
No problem. So you killed the basilisk. All right. So this guy, he's coming after Blank. So he reaches out and.
I'm going to try to use shield. I don't know how you work shield in your game, John, so I want to mention it before he attacks.
Yeah, if he hits, you can elect to choose shield. You can say, if it was going to hit, then I would have used it. If it wasn't going to hit, then you don't use the spell slot.
Okay, great.
So he slashes out at you with some claws. And that would have missed, so you don't burn the spell slot. And he only gets one attack. What a lazy guy.
All right, and so you said this is dim light where we are now?
Correct. Other than the fact that you're wielding a lantern and casting 30 feet of bright light.
Have we seen this Florica do anything yet? Or did it just climb out of the pit?
She climbed out and she started barking orders at the ghouls. She initially pointed at Quint and said he was the one that they were tracking, and then ordered them to attack Avgost.
All right, so I'm going to. She ordered the ghouls to attack. My speed is 35. I was expecting that ghoul to. Okay, so I'm going to move over, shoot behind Blink, and move 20 feet. Trying to get in position where, if the screwed up gross walk tries to get to Avgost, I'll be there.
Okay.
In the meantime, I'm going to slash out at this bulging ghoul.
You slash out at one bulging cheek, slice right through it.
All right, so I move past and sort of watching Evo, making sure he sees me make eye contact as I move between the two of them, as he's got his long sword out, and then slash at the ghoul while I pass. And that's it for me.
All right. Is Sirenscape playing for you, guys?
No.
No.
Okay.
Heard that.
Weird.
Yeah, the sounds are the sound that was.
I just expected the triggers to be firing, but they didn't. All right. Anyway, guy. So the Archduke, he does not like. He wants to get nearer to his guard and put you guys in between. So he's going to come down to here and one more and get into a defensive posture, and he's going to take the dodge action.
My hero. Through your brave leadership.
He's the only one that has to survive, right?
I'm gonna walk in a perfectly straight line and then turn to my left and attack this ghoul.
Keep forgetting you have that 10-foot range.
Ugh.
Swing and a miss. Clang off the ground.
Yeah, I'm not going to use my action surge yet. A little rusty.
All right, blink.
All right. Let's move that cannon into position. And do some 10 pit points.
Some. Thank you still.
That's a little bit, yeah. And then I will attack the ghoul. I'm going to try to shock and grasp him again because that worked so well last time.
Right in the
Don't
groove.
shock yourself.
Yeah, I'm not targeting myself this time.
That's a hit for the lowest amount of damage you can do.
Yeah, take that one. And then I will back up, so I'm not right next to him, but just a step.
Okay, so he'll get an attack of opportunity.
No, because shocking grasp, he can't take reaction.
Reactions, gotcha. All right, Evo has his Tega out, and he's going to step forward, and he is going to take a couple of slices at this bulging ghoul.
He's restrained somehow, maybe emotionally.
Ah, he's restrained. What? Oh, it was the basilisk. So he is not restrained anymore. It's because he failed his saving throw the first round. If you fail it twice, then you're petrified. The first one you're restrained, and then the second failure you're turned to stone, and then you're kind of screwed. So that dropped the first 18. That would have hit. So I'm going to go and apply damage. Slashes at him for a huge amount of damage. Comes back with a backswing. The ghoul dodges out of the way. All right. Screwed up gross walk. He actually heard Florica, and so he is going to come right here, and you will get an attack of opportunity, unnamed. And he's going to take a swipe at you as he runs by, but his goal is obviously to hit the Archduke. And he swipes at you, and it scrapes across your shield. As he leaves some nice claw marks across the end of your shield. And Florica. What is Florica going to do? Florica again orders the ghouls to get up and grab Avgost and to stop fooling around, or she'll turn them over to Shroudson, is what she says. And really? Okay. She's going to take a shot with her. going to come right there and take an attack at you, unnamed. First off, she is going to swipe at you with her claws. And misses. And then leans over and tries to climb over your shield and bite you right in the face. But she misses at that too. And Quentin,
All right, so Quint, that statue is a large statue. Is that 10 or 15 feet high? The statue.
Statue, the owl bear.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good 10 feet high. It's large, so.
Okay. If a creature is standing at its base, would they be able to hit him if he's 10 feet up?
These creatures, no. These creatures are. If his feet are 10 feet up, then no.
All right, so he's going to settle on the head of this owlbear, give himself a little bit more stability as he shoots his longbow. With this angle, does he have a minus to hit Florica?
Just a -2.
All right, so he settles down, but foot slips as he's getting ready to loose the arrow, and it goes whizzing past out into the gully over there. And then he's going to use... not going to use his cunning action, so that's it.
All right. And you see one more of these things finally make it up and over the ledge. And he's a little, I don't know, he looks a little weaker than the others. As he slowly saunters over, he only makes it to there. Wait, was that? No, that's the wrong one. Weak is the one. So he's going to run to there and take a swipe at customer support bot along the way. And hits customer support bot. Doing a little bit of damage. It makes you make a saving throw, but you manage to resist it, so it doesn't do anything to you. Cannon. And we're back to Tyrion.
All right, so I decide I think I care about protecting the Archduke, so I'm gonna go in between them there.
Okay.
Nice.
And look disgusted at his gross walk.
That's a hit.
And minimum damage. It was all I needed.
And that's all you needed, that one hit point. Alright, this big bulging ghoul. He's gonna take a step forward. And so unnamed, you'll get a chance to make an attack. And
I already used mine this time.
what's that?
I already used my reaction on the other one.
Okay. So he's going to come like that. So blink, you'll get a attack of opportunity. So will customer support bot. He's not very bright.
I can't do it with a ranged weapon, right?
No, has to be.
All right, so unarmed strike, basically. I can
you
try
can
to punch him.
Yeah, for one hit point.
Kick him in the shin.
That's a miss. Customer support bot hits though. As he goes down. All right. This weak one, he is a little bit smarter. So he's going to take the disengage option. And he's actually going to come down here and come over here. So no attacks of opportunity against him, but he's right up to Avgost. All right, Evo sees this, and he doesn't like this, so he's going to trust you guys to save Avgost while he takes Florica. Takes a couple of swings at Florica with his Tega. He had the other ghoul targeted, so he hit her once and misses with his second one. All right. Florica, she's going to continue with the unnamed, swinging out with her claws and missing with her claws again, and trying to bite at the unnamed, who's got a really high AC, and she's rolling really low. This is the one that finally comes up and over the edge and makes it to there.
It's all out of breath.
Yeah. Had a real hard time climbing up that 5-foot embankment. So Avgost, he turns around and pulls out his rapier, and he stabs at this thing a couple of times with his rapier. Stab once, hits it, does a decent amount of damage, stabs again, and a fail.
All right, so I'm going to attack at this Florica. And she looks like the token, correct? She looks undead?
Yes. You think from a distance it might be hard to tell, but this close, yeah, she's most definitely undead. Or a really good mimic.
All right, so I slice into her with the hook.
That sounds like such an odd phrase. I slice her with the hook. All right. Blink.
All right. Let's have the cannon go first and give out some temp hit points. That's pretty good. And then Blink will take a shot with a clockwork bolt at the weak ghoul that's attacking the Archduke.
All right. That's a hit.
It like hovered on 20.
Yeah, it was just.
Yeah, so if he doesn't pull that out by the end of his turn, then he'll take some extra damage from the
At
bolt.
the start or the end? I can't remember.
The end of his turn.
Okay. Quint.
All right, so Quint is going to shift his aim and fire at this weak ghoul.
That is a hit.
All right, so he waits for it, and as the Archduke stabs into him, he follows right up with his arrow, hitting him in the same spot.
That arrow goes right into his left ear and right out his right ear.
And he's going to call out, "There's another coming to the west."
I'm gonna try to circle behind her, and as my free action, I'm gonna say, Florica, your name is very beautiful. Do you have a suggestion for my friend who is looking for a name? Does she respond before I stab her?
She snarls at you.
Snarl.
Blink writes Snarl down in a list of potential baby names.
All right, I'm gonna use my action surge now to try to attack her again. Swing the glaive around on the return stroke. Ugh, I miss.
Ducks out of the way.
All right. Tyrion's going to come up and try to also attack Florica.
Unnamed, if we kill her, you can have her name. She won't be using it anymore. So.
All right. That's all I got.
Slice through her with your battle axe. She's not looking so hot anymore. Not that she looked hot before, but
Well, I guess it depends on what you're into.
I guess.
All right, so as Tyrion comes up next to me and slashes into her with his axe, I'm actually using the one end of the hook. The other side is pointed, and that's the side I'm using is doing piercing damage as I jam it into her. Minimal damage. I hit her heart, but she doesn't have one, so it only does 1 damage.
It's shriveled to a lump of coal. It's hard as diamond.
And 2 sizes too small.
Yep.
Blink will send the cannon up a space so that he can get Tyrion as well. And then move a little bit so he can get a better angle on Florica and take a shot at her.
Your arrow goes by, skipping across the stones, clatters over by the rubble over here.
Yeah, he's still too busy writing down potential baby names. So.
All right, Whiny Saunter finally keeps on running. Let's see, which way is he gonna? He's gonna run. He's gonna take the dash action. and get to there. Quint.
Alright, so he's shift his focus one more time. As this thing goes running by him, he's following it with the tip of his arrow. Releases. Oh, wrong one.
Critically wounding him.
Nice.
He's got this arrow sticking out of his neck, interfering with his movement.
He'll yell out, protect the Archduke. We won't get paid if he dies.
Unfortunately, I don't have a parallel processor, so I have to complete my current instruction before I move over there. So I'm just going to keep attacking Florica.
Push the turbo button.
She's getting hurt. She doesn't like that. The Archduke turns around and he is going to attack Whiny Saunter, who came up behind him. Stabs him once, hits him. And he lets out a shout. He seems like really excited to have killed one of these things. Ivgo the Scout is going to take a swipe with his Tega. And misses his first swipe, comes back for a back swing, and again misses it.
I rescind my offer to join the team, Eva.
And Florica. So she is going to disengage and which way does she want to head? She wants to head up to there. And move up to there. Quint.
He's going to try a pinning shot on her. Making an attack roll, attack roll hits. Okay. So he's shifting his aim. Just not able to get the right angle he wanted. The shot bounces off by her feet. We can hear the music now, by the way.
Good, I just found one to play. It just sounded so quiet in the background. Turn it down on low. There we go. All right. So Archduke, he's going to take the dodge action. And Evo is going to put away his pull out his longbow, take a step out, and take a shot at her with a longbow. And he misses. Why does it say ranged and melee? Oh, that shouldn't have been. First one was a 13. Because he's marked as neutral, then unnamed is considered an enemy by the way that rules it. So that was a hit with the longbow, and he takes a shot with that. Does some damage.
All right. I feel like we are in Blink's wheelhouse right now because I think fully half of his kills are from people who are running away. So first we'll do some temp hit points, and then he will take a shot at her.
Back is a big target.
Move over to there to get a better angle and take a shot.
All right.
And she has a clockwork bolt sticking out of her back now as she's trying to run away.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna come running up here, and I'm gonna try to do non-fatal damage just in case we want to question this guy about some more information about what he was talking about. Ah. All right.
All right, so I'll take off, and customer support bot will hear me say almost like a whisper, "I strike down evil," and I'm running 35 feet. And then I'm going to attack her.
All right. You hit her right in the back. Doing
All right, so I
max
go
damage.
flying past Tyrion, moving up in front of her, and I sort of push myself off this pile of rubble that's there and slam the front of the hook, or the back of the hook, into her shoulder.
You hook her and spin her around a little bit.
Try to, I guess, attack her non-fatally by only chopping off her feet or hands.
All right.
Super non-fatal.
It was super non-fatal. All right. Well, she reaches her hand into a pouch, pulls out a potion, and drinks it.
Is it poison?
Probably not. And you see a bunch of her wounds close up.
She takes clockwork bolt damage at the end of her turn.
Right, go ahead and apply that.
I was wondering
blows
if
up.
we knocked her unconscious and then the bolt blew up, would that just kill her?
Yeah,
It
hard
probably
to
would.
control that non-lethally.
All right, so Tyrion. Oh no, he's not even in my way. All right, so I'm going to take a shot.
Quint's name got changed.
New identity.
He's just never shared it with anybody before. Just full proper
He's
title.
opening up. He's feeling a little more comfortable around us now.
There's a little bit of grime on his name tag that got brushed off. Now we can read the full thing.
All right, so using everybody else as the distraction as she's dodging and weaving, chugging his potion, he slams into her shoulder.
It's the same shoulder you hit last time, so it's really her arm's like almost falling off at this point.
Did I do that wrong? Was it not Quinn's turn?
No, it's Unname's turn.
Damn it, Jim. All right, well.
Oops.
I could have sworn it was Quinn's. I'm
You
sorry.
should go, back to back, so it doesn't matter too much.
Right, so, yeah, named. will slash out with his hook.
And score a crit. This is gonna hurt. Crits always hurt.
Still not quite enough.
So close. Just one more hit.
Link's turn to shine. Kill. Do you need her to
Blink.
run away again?
I undid her Quint's damage, so redo Quint's turn.
Oh, okay.
And you can't do non-lethal ranged.
No, she's undead. He has no desire to do non-lethal. Roll all the dice. As the bolt goes slashing through the spinal cord at the base of her neck, and her head lolls forward.
And she flops down to the ground, twitching. Wait, is there anybody left? Nope. And with that, we're out of combat. None of these ghouls are moving at this point.
So I'm going to, Unnamed is going to look at this Florica and try to, search her and try to see are there any runes on her, try to get any kind of clue as to what she actually is. Is she just another ghoul, or?
Well, she kind of looks like this, except slightly more female, more feminine.
There's a pink bow on her helmet, right?
Yeah, and she, her armor and everything that she was doing is of a significantly better quality than all of the other ghouls. It's obvious that she has some position or some level of intelligence or something that the rest of these ghouls do not. She's, but what that is, you don't know.
Is it worth taking the armor if you don't have a
It's
sense of smell?
breastplate. It'd be stanky, but other than that, it's been, marinating a ghoul inside it for you don't know how many years.
And Quint's going to search the bodies.
All right. The ghouls do not really have anything, just broken equipment. They don't really carry anything. They attack with their claws and whatnot. The basilisk you could potentially harvest from, but that might take you a few hours.
And aren't you out of jars? Aren't you out of jars too?
I don't know. Is Blink out of jars? Does he ever run out?
I don't think he does.
Let me turn off token lock.
Artificer, can't you make him?
I should be able to, right? So Blink, says to the rest of the party that he, overheard what she said to the ghouls, and that he remembers that Trehild had mentioned Shroud Send, and that he was some sort of undead that he told us to kill if we could find. So based on that, he wants to see if Florica has anything on her that might lead us to his location.
All right. Let me look at her stat blocks.
A nice job, Blink, remembering that.
And Yanane will hand him the empty potion. Is it a vial or a flask?
It's a vial. It had this blackish liquid in it.
Him the empty potion vial. You are always looking for more.
Yes, I just have to clean it, and he spits in it and kind of swishes it around and tries to dump it out.
So all she has in her pouch, there's a little piece of paper rolled up, and it just says to capture the Archduke, and it's signed Vukas Shroudson.
Can I do a scientific analysis of the paper to determine where the fibers came from? I'm kidding.
Is there bamboo in the fibers?
Yeah, exactly.
Lick it. This
is from the Dragon Kingdom. Yeah, but she doesn't have anything else other than that little piece of paper.
Can I see where they were coming from?
Yeah,
if there was a manhole or something?
It's not a manhole, but this whole section here on the right of the map is a canal bed. It looks like a canal flowed through here at some point. Now it's mostly overgrown, and they appear to have been lying in wait. When you go over and kind of search through that canal bed area, just kind of looking down, you can see that they had like little spots where they were sitting, and you anticipate they may have been sitting there for hours. They definitely show signs that somebody was sitting there waiting for you.
Is there any water or liquid in it, the canal at all?
There's no flowing water right now. There is just a bunch of overgrown bushes and shrubberies and whatnot that are in there that are just overgrown plants and whatnot. A little further to the north, it heads up, and you think there may be a gate or something in the wall, but it's kind of overgrown with trees, so you'd have to get closer to investigate. And then just as a reminder, here to the north is a partially broken tower. There are some stairs going up, and there's a couple more buildings here. Through the building on your left, you do see a large tree. It looks like it was formerly a temple of some sort.
Oh yeah, I flipped that god off last time because of reasons. So. Does the tower look structurally sound enough from what I can tell that I could get a look-see around the area, or no?
Let me pull that up. So the top half of the tall tower seems to be missing, but the tower itself still stands probably about 80 feet. It's still relatively intact. The exterior of the tower is decorated with carvings of crescent moons and stars, um, and the doorway there is broken in. The wood itself looks like it's in good condition, but it looks like somebody just bashed the lock area out, the wood part, the jam where it's holding it in there. Um, if you head on in there, there is a balcony that goes up. There's a stairway that goes up, and it looks like it's, it would probably hold your weight. It's not crumbling or anything yet.
You guys want to check out?
Yeah, I think the robot's a bit heavy to go upstairs, but if it might be good. I also have terrible perception.
Well, Quint can fly. Maybe, Quint, do you want to go peek your head up first and see what you can see?
You said there were how many landings that we can see?
It goes up about 80 feet.
Landings, just spiraling staircase.
Yeah, spiraling up. There's going up. There's a balcony about 40 feet up that you think you could land at.
All right, so I'm going to stay as far away from the balcony as he can, and he's going to carefully go up with got his bow ready, arrow knocked.
All right. So you start flying up and head up in, and when you get up there, you can see the floor, the lower floor of this tower is just piled with rubble. But as you go up, the floor is relatively clear. The staircase goes up and it enters into a fairly nicely clean room. Um, and there's some old decorations like some rotting curtains and a very comfortable looking couch that is partially rotted away. Um, but the only other thing that you see there is a wooden chest there by the wall near the rotting couch. It's small, um, quite long, maybe 3 feet, 3.5 feet long, but only about like 8 inches high and 8 inches deep.
Any other balconies going up?
No, when you go up any further, it'll get up to the part of the building that's destroyed. So you can get up to the top of the building, but it's open air at that point.
All right, so just to be thorough, he's going to go all the way up, and if there's nothing there, he'll drop down and say to Blink, there is a chest on the landing up there with other rotted furniture.
When you get up to the top there, you can see out through the forest, but you don't see anything specific. Looking over at the building with the tree in it, give me a perception check, Quint.
Is that at disadvantage?
No.
Okay.
All right. Taking a look over, this was a combination of both looking and listening, which is why I didn't give you disadvantage on it. But you think that there's some kind of birds in that tree. You see what looks like maybe 4 birds that are flying and roosting in the tree.
Okay. All right. So I'll come back down. I'll tell Blink about the chest.
Okay.
All right. Blink says, "I'm gonna go check out that chest. You guys can stay here or come with me if you want." And he'll start heading up the stairs.
I'll come with. I don't want to leave you on your own.
All right.
Spence will
So
go with him. He's going to throw a copper piece at the chest. Have it see if it bounces off.
you target it with an Eldritch Blast to see if it's a creature. Yeah, it bounces off just fine. Clatters on the floor. The chest does not move or laugh.
Does anything occur on my walk up to the chest?
Everything is exactly as I described it earlier. Nothing else happens. You can see the chest. You see the rotted furniture kind of in the room there. The chest, like I said, is still in good-looking condition. It's a little odd in that it's shaped because it's so much longer than it is wide or tall. But other than that, it looks like an ordinary chest.
Are these steps stone or wood?
Stone. There's some wood supporting, but the steps themselves are all stone.
So while they're doing that, the name's going to use his divine sense.
Okay.
So any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet. That's not behind total cover.
All right. You do not detect any.
I want to inspect this chest, see if it has, if it has a locking mechanism, and then look to see if I can detect any traps or anything on it.
It does have a locking mechanism to it. Give me a roll to check for traps.
Help.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Would that be investigation? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With advantage because of the help. All right. Yeah, you got an excellent roll. You take a look at that. You dig into it, and after very careful examination of the entire box, you don't think it's trapped. It's locked, but you don't think it's trapped.
All right. I've got some thieves' tools. I want to try to open it.
All right. Go ahead and give me a roll.
Am I able to do that?
Maybe if you were like brute forcing it open, it's a little hard to help somebody pick a lock.
Okay.
I just stand over him and give him encouragement.
With your axe.
No. Say nice things.
Open it.
You can do it. Oh, turn this way.
Hit the hinge. Hit the hinge.
I think he gets a negative with that kind of encouragement.
All right. Well, you jimmy around with it for a little bit, and after 30 seconds of playing around with the lock, you hear a slight click, and the top of the lid slides open just a fraction of an inch.
All right. I'll take a look.
Back.
I'll take a look inside.
All right. So you open up the box, and inside what you see is a rapier laid out in this nice kind of felt back thing that's shaped just to the size and shape of the rapier. It's obviously put in there with a lot of care. It's a carrying case for this particular weapon. And then in the other one corner of it, there is a small bag.
All right. Ignoring the rapier for now, I will check out the bag. Maybe open it up and see what's inside.
All right. So you pick up the bag, and the bag looks empty, but when you pick it up, it's actually pretty heavy. It weighs 15 pounds, and yeah, when you pop it open, you see 3 vials of reddish liquid.
Can I tell what they are?
You want to taste test them?
Sure.
That's how you identify potions. Yeah, they're potions of healing.
Okay. Great. I will grab the bag, which I am assuming is a bag of holding.
Mhm.
And I will pick up the rapier as well. Is it magical?
Yes.
Ooh. So I will bring all of this back down and tell the party what I found.
All right, I've gone ahead and thrown that in the party sheet. The weapon is a moonsteel rapier.
I already have a handy haversack, so if somebody else wants the bag of holding.
Can never have too many bags of holding.
I think doesn't the unnamed have a bag of holding too?
Yes, he does.
Okay, yeah, I'll take this one. Yay.
You can carry the extra nuts and bolts in there. For your
Uh,
pocket.
And I have 2 potions of healing already, so I don't know if anybody.
I believe I have a couple already as well. I have 3, so.
I can't use potions.
I will take one.
Yeah, I'll take one.
Does Quint want one?
Looking to see. He typically doesn't get into combat, but I'm looking to see if he has any.
No, but rogues are pretty efficient at getting around the battlefield. It would be good for him to have a few.
He does. He has 2 and a potion of greater healing.
I guess I'll take it.
Can you release customer support bot? I tried to kick the party sheet and I clicked the X button and it closed.
All right, go ahead and just close that and then reopen the character window and it should be there.
If no one else will use it, I'm not sure why Quinch doesn't have a rapier, but it would do more damage than his short swords and daggers, and it's a magical weapon.
And it doesn't cast bright light.
Exactly.
There it goes.
Yeah, right.
When he draws his sword, he's like, "Ah, I'm at disadvantage. I can't see."
Like, why am I so sneaky but also so silly?
Trying to sneak while you're glowing like a torch.
Rapier is a martial weapon, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I can't even use it.
But it is finesse, so it's usually the acme weapon of thieves because it does 1d8. Everything else is less, and it's
So
finesse.
Best.
yeah, I think Quinn should definitely have it.
Melee?
And if there's some reason he doesn't like rapiers, then he can always give it back next week. But
He can decide. All right. Anything else? That's all that you find there in the chest.
We want to check out a couple of these other buildings, guys.
Yeah.
so he saw birds in the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, that would not raise any kind of suspicion because it's a tree and they're birds. Was there something odd about these birds that were they bat-like or were they?
They were not bat-like. They looked like feathered birds. They just caught your attention and they were being rather loud and raucous there over in that tree.
All right, well, especially because they're being loud. I'm not gonna say anything because everybody else will be able to hear it when they go over there.
Yeah, can I do a nature check to see if it's bird mating season?
Sure. It's summer, so you think they may be fighting over food, pecking at each other, trying to get to the bird feeder.
There you go. I don't know why you even bothered to bring it up.
All right, Terry, and when you get over there, this building, the stone building, has partially collapsed. But over on the one side here, the eastern right-hand side, there's one stunning, beautiful stained glass window depicting elves dancing and singing. It's still completely intact.
He picks up a rock and smashes it. No, I'm just kidding. This seem pretty odd that it's intact for the rest of the surrounding building.
It does. I mean, everything else is broken, really. The floor, the walls, parts of the ceiling have fallen through. That one stained glass window is perfectly intact.
Does it seem magical?
You can't
Get a little closer.
All right, you go in there. Give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, guys.
Nice.
All right, a 16. Very good. So as you walk in, as you look at this stained glass window, all of a sudden the inside of this whole building just seems to flash and change for a second. And you see images and hear voices of not just dozens, but hundreds, if not thousands, of parties and weddings and funerals and dances and balls and feasts, all just kind of flooding your mind as you walk in here. But you manage to shake it off. It feels like it's going to overwhelm you there for a minute, but you end up managing to shake it off as you experience this.
So I'm gonna turn away from it. But did I notice anything else in this building of interest?
No, everything else just looks like broken garbage.
All right, I'm gonna book it out of here and tell everybody else to stay out of here.
All right.
Is it an actual stained glass window? Can it be seen from the tower side as well?
You can see it from here. The sun is shining kind of through it.
Oh, nice.
See it reflected on the floor there. This was one of the original module maps. It was kind of nice. Some of the others were not quite as good, but the Archduke comes over and asks, "Are we going to rest here or press on? Or do you need to investigate that building as well?"
No, there is a
Blink, as an
basilisk.
artificer, are you able to do anything with that window?
I could break it.
Have a hammer.
The glass itself is magical.
I don't know. I'll go take a look at it from the outside, because Tyrion warned me.
Okay. So you head on over to the outside, and other than seeing the image kind of in reverse from what she saw, from there it just looks like a beautiful stained glass window. you don't have the same experience that she did.
Can I climb up on the ledge and just touch the window and see if anything happens?
Yeah, you can get up there and touch it. Nothing happens.
All right. Yeah. I don't have any use for shards of glass or anything. So unless you had something in mind, I will probably leave it.
Make some beautiful wind chimes.
We can do that with the bones of our enemies.
Sven, it is identified. It looks like this is another one of those bad conversion things. They left it generic. They didn't put in what the module actually, the PDF actually says, is that it's a specific rapier version of this.
Okay.
So would you have to code in the rapier part of it?
All right.
Yeah, they didn't. They were lazy.
I see a small hole in the wall over here. I want to go just kind of poke my head in and see what I can see in this building.
Sure. So you peek through the building, and inside you can see there's more of these statues here under the tree. They kind of look like they're looking up into the tree, as if the statues were looking up at something, and kind of have their hands up like this towards the tree.
Are basilisks known as tree-dwelling creatures?
Give me a nature check. They are forest dwelling, but not really tree dwelling. They tend to have little burrows and stuff that they come out of and catch creatures unaware.
So I will hop out and tell everybody about what I saw in there, and that Blink is worried there's something else around that might also turn people to stone.
And Quint will answer the Archduke. We must check the rest of this area so we're not surprised while we rest.
All right. He orders Ivo to join him in the tower, and he's going to go kind of block himself in the tower. All right, Terry, and from there you can see that this was once a temple. There's cracked stone leading up to the doorway, which is gone. Or there is, the doors are there. Great wooden double doors which stand open, and on one side is a tree, bare on one side, and then on the other side is a tree in full leaf and flower. The interior looks like it used to have a dome on the roof, and that's collapsed. And there's a large elm tree growing there where you think the altar might have stood. And from there, you can see there's actually 3 stone statues, a man and 2 women, looking up in terror at the tree. And you can definitely hear what sounds like fighting, birds squawking at each other up in the top of the tree, but it's difficult to see. The foliage is thick.
All right, I'm going to report back, and I'm going to say, so we were out in this area fighting, and these birds didn't come out and bother us. Do you think we could just kind of stay out of their way and see if they don't bother us?
I saw the birds from the tower. They look like regular birds to me. From that distance, at least.
I don't know. I don't like the look of these things looking up in terror.
Blink does not like birds. They swoop. So he is all about just getting out of here.
So one more time, I will use the unnamed will use his divine sense.
Okay. You do not detect any fiends or celestials or undead.
You said the elm tree is growing out of the altar.
Where you think the altar might have stood. It's kind of in that central location where an altar normally would be in a temple. It could very well be that the tree was the altar.
So it's just going to step in just to see the rest of the room. And if there's nothing else of interest, step back out.
Hold on, step back in.
Way to go!
And everybody roll initiative.
I was sitting here waiting for you to push it.
Oh, sorry. Right, so Quint gets to go first. But he doesn't really know what's going on because he's outside.
So he's just watching. He's got his bow out, put a hand in his arrow in his other hand. He's just alert, but not watching.
All right. And unnamed, as you step in there, anything you're looking to do while you're in there?
Survive.
So just check both sides. Not really bothered much with the north because customer support bot and Blink both look through those windows, so I don't expect there to be anything up there. But I'm mainly just checking the southern part of the room, make sure there's nothing else in there, nothing hiding or anything else in here. And then as my divine sense fades, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. So you examine the room. And as you step in and kind of take a look around, you hear a loud screech come from the tree. And one of these jumps out and swoops out at you.
I don't know. That doesn't look anything like a bird.
It kind of looked like a bird from 50 feet away at the top of a 80-foot tower, hiding in some tree
Normal
bushes.
chicken.
Quint, have you ever seen a bird before?
As he flies down to the unnamed and immediately tries to bite him, just pecks at him. And manages to slip right by your shield and peck you right in the neck. Takes out a little bit of flesh, most of which you recover from your temporary hit points. But you do feel something affect you briefly, and you shake it off. And a second one comes screeching down out of the trees and also attacks you unnamed. also hitting. And you manage to keep your concentration. A tiny bit of damage. And let's see. And you fail your saving throw as you feel this stiffness enter into your body, starting at the bite site and rapidly spreading through as you are restrained. Customer support bot.
Do I have to go through this around, or do I fit through the window?
You can make it through. It's not really a window, it's just kind of broken section of wall. You can easily fit through it.
Move there so I can see what's going on. Sorry, it wasn't far enough to get
No,
past
you got hung up in the wall.
Are those white things pillars? Or are they?
They're flagstones.
All right,
It looked like they were part of the temple flooring.
Try to slash at this thing, aiming for the wings.
All right. First, the cannon will do some temp hit points. Refill the ones the unnamed lost, and then Blink will take a shot at this one that customer support bot just hit.
All right. It's a hit. Critically wounding it.
Nice. And it has a clockwork bolt in case it happens to still be alive at the end of its next turn.
All right. It kind of flaps around. It's like having a difficult time flying. This bolt stuck in it.
All right. Tyrion is going to get angry because he didn't want to fight these things. And he's going to run in. And then when he sees this other one up here, going to veer course. And,
He's double raging.
Yes, he's raging.
No, he's got rage on him twice.
Oh, did the rage never go away from last time? It should have been gone from last time.
Yeah, we never ended it last time.
Yeah, because we never rested. Okay, sorry. And then so he's gonna move up there.
Just got stuck on the line.
Yeah, just kind of got. I meant to do a turn, but I didn't. Okay, so he's gonna go after this cockatrice.
And even with a 5, you
shockingly still hit.
They don't have any armor on. They're just birds.
All right, I am done. I chop the thing's head off just like you would a chicken.
The Archduke doesn't even know what's going on. He's just hiding in the tower over there. All right, and at that, another one of these screeches and swoops down right on the top of the body of his dead buddy. And it's going to attack you, Tyrion. Oh. Let me move the dead bird. There we go. And he attempts to bite you. And he gets a hold of a tiny bit of you. doing a minuscule amount of damage, but you do get the saving throw, and you succeed, so you are not restrained.
Nice.
And last but not least, the last cockatrice comes out of the tree, and he's going to come down at customer support bot because he came into his territory.
No, I am just another statue. No.
You're a moving statue that came in the building, but it completely block it anyway, so. All right, Blink.
Oh, all right. Blink. Yeah, he's gonna still take a shot at I guess Cadaverous right in front of Tarian. Do I have a -2 for shooting through Tarian space?
Yes.
Okay.
That doesn't matter. You nail him.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And he's got a clockwork bolt sticking in him. So, and then the cannon will give out a few temporary hit points.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to try to chop this one's neck off.
Okay. That's a hit. Almost killing it.
So close.
All right. This.
Oh, I'm going to move one over just so I'm out of like the line of sight for people who might be shooting at it.
Okay. No problem. And this stinky one that doesn't know how to take bird baths is going to attack customer support bot. And his bites just can't make it through that armor of yours. But Fugly Legwork is going to try and continue to go after the unnamed for daring to invade his territory. With advantage because you are restrained. Still doing
So
no
I want to
damage.
use my inspiration for the save.
All right. You ready? All right, you make it. You dropped the first two, you would have failed. All right, Cadaverous is going to go after Tarian. Takes a bite out of Tarian. Again, doing no damage really. But Tarian succeeds. Oh, that looked like it stopped on a 1 just for a second.
I rolled the one.
Ah, yeah,
I'm a
you're right.
barbarian.
Halfling luck.
Oh yeah, that's right. My halfling. Yeah.
That was a very lucky roll. All right, unnamed. You are still restrained. Is there anything that you can do while you're restrained?
Yeah, I just have disadvantage on everything. So I'm going to attack.
1 second. I forgot Cadaverous should have had a clockwork bolt
Alright.
go off at the end of his turn.
Go ahead and apply your clockwork bolt. As kapow, it blows it up.
That might change what you do.
Speed is 0, but I can still attack. So I'm going to try to fight off as I whisper a prayer. Fight off the effects of this creature and slash at it with my hook.
All right, you miss. And you notice the Cadaverous one, that clockwork bolt blew its head off, but the thing is still running around like a chicken with its head off.
Nice.
Quint.
You're just gonna step up and shoot.
Okay. Cockatrice Kebab. Nails him solidly with an arrow. He's almost dead.
Okay, I'm gonna move up there and try to slide my feet into the back of both of the cockatrice heads like novelty slippers.
All right, you will get an attack of opportunity because there's one right next to you.
Oh. Oh yeah, because it's okay. Yeah, sorry. I thought because I had reached. You know what? For the slippers, it's worth it. I'm gonna do it.
Okay. So you're gonna move up to there.
Yeah.
Okay. So the unwashed one will attack you.
And if there is a save, I'll use my inspiration. I just really want the slippers.
And they just can't hit you. You're confusing them with your gears and stuff. They keep trying to go after flesh, but there's no flesh to bite.
Yes.
As that one goes down.
Who wants matching slippers?
And Evo goes twice in a row. All right, unnamed.
Do I get to? Did I get a save at the end of my turn for the restrained, or how did that work?
Actually, yes, you should have. Thank you.
I forgot about it last time.
I did too. And you failed.
All right, so I'm just going to say a quick prayer and pass the turn so I get another save.
Nope.
Okay.
So as you say a quick prayer, after you fail, you are no longer restrained. You slowly turn to stone. As you are now petrified.
Oh, that seems bad. Right. Well, Blink will. He knows there's another one in here, so he will step up a little ways so he can see. All right, yeah, now I can see it. I will. I'll just take a shot at this one.
Okay.
And he'll have a clockwork bolt in him, and Blink will. You know what? I'll just stay where I am. And the cannon will do its temporary hit point thing. Just yeah. I assume the unnamed doesn't get temporary hit points while he's petrified. I don't know how that
Nope.
works.
He's now considered an object until you can restore him.
It's too bad because that was a really good roll.
Right, Quint's going to move up. He's going to move 25 feet.
Okay.
Now, because It is in customer service bots threatened square. Does that count as being
No,
for
for sneak attack, you have to be adjacent. It's not just within the threatened range.
All right, Tyrion is gonna chop the guy's head off. Oops, it's still targeting the other guy. Oops.
You're targeting 2 cockatrices right now.
I know. I was trying to get rid of the other one, but it's like underneath.
Let's clear your target.
Okay, this. Yeah, now I'm good. Oof. Oh yeah, that's right. They don't have much armor. All right. How do we stop somebody from being stoned, guys? I don't know that one.
Take away the weed.
Different character.
Oh, that's right. Different campaign.
All right, I guess I'm gonna just kind of move around and kind of search up here.
Okay.
If
Do you want to take a break?
these guys, there might be an anti-venom we can make or get components for.
Oh
You
yeah,
kinda-
you've killed them all.
Okay. Is Jeremiah quiet for everybody else or just me?
Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
Yes,
we're
very
fine.
quiet.
Oh yeah, it's 9:38. So
Yeah, this is a good point for a break. We are out of combat, so I will do that, and we'll just take a quick break, and we'll come back.
All right, sounds good. Hey, John.
Yeah.
How does... I've got an echo. Oh, I did for a second there. It's better now. How does reach work with opportunity attacks? Do you know? Like, I don't know how that works, and I was trying to read some stuff on it, and it seems very convoluted. Like, there's no clear answer to it.
When they leave your threatened squares. So if you have reach,
Yeah.
then they don't leave your threatened square until 10 feet away from you. When
Right.
they move
So
to
they
that
don't get it
third
when they
square.
leave 5 feet because they're still within your threatened space.
So if somebody is adjacent to customer support bot within 5 feet and they move away just 5 feet, does he still get an opportunity attack?
No.
No.
Okay. So it's only when they're 10 feet and then they move away from that. All right. I wasn't sure how you were ruling it because I saw, I was reading a couple things and it seems like there's a lot of, I don't
I'd
know.
have to read up. That's how I think about it, like right now. But I'd have to read up. It's a good question, though.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff I saw, people were saying, well, you should still be able to take an opportunity attack if they move, even, if they're adjacent to you and they move away, but that's not what the actual ruling says, because it says, when they leave your threatened squares, which they don't do until they move away from 10 to 15 feet away. It's I don't know, it's very confusing.
The same with creatures that have a 10-foot reach, giants or larger creatures that have a 10-foot reach.
Yeah.
You can run around within 2 squares, not until you leave that to that third square.
Yeah, reach. The reach property also determines your reach for opportunity attacks with a reach weapon, and an opportunity attack only occurs when you leave their reach.
All right. Yeah, I was just curious what you thought about it because I wasn't sure.
Yep. I'm kind of reading up on it too, and
Sure.
while we're
I'll be right back.
right. Turned off his camera, but we can still see him behind you, Robin.
Chroma Cam is great.
Yep. I'm surprised with all 5 of our videos going and recording, Sirenscape, our voices from Discord and Fantasy Grounds. It's still only taking 2% of my CPU to process the recording.
Don't worry. When you try to play it back, when we're all done, you'll find out it didn't record anything. So.
Right. That would be just my luck.
I hate when stuff like that happens. New headset, Jeremiah?
Oh yeah, it's just a cheap monster when I just wanted one with the microphone on the headset.
Mm.
But I don't know how I feel about it. It's very rainbow.
Oh, that's very in right now. So you're very trendy.
Yeah, those LED color RGB whatever. They seem to be throwing those in all computer parts now. My mouse has that. My headset has that on the ends, and it just with Corsair they have the ability to turn them off. So
I don't know if you guys can see that, if that's coming through, but this thing is just like lights up like a Christmas tree. It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
is that a Corsair?
No, it's a Glorious.
Okay. Yeah, the Corsair software lets you tweak it and make it do like rainbow colors and pulse colors and all that stupid.
I don't mind it. Oh wow.
Mm. Nice.
Ah.
I got it for work, and it does all that. It's just for audio production, is for hotkeys, but Razer makes it.
Mhm.
So I can actually control my hue bulbs with it too when I change the color patterns.
Yeah, I just leave it on a single color because I don't mind it, being very low and having a little bit of
Right.
light.
That's what I do. I just keep it on the kind of muted blue because it's not intrusive in my face.
Yeah, it's those rainbow ones that like flash different colors and stuff constantly. That I don't know who that's for.
Streamers who want it visible during the stream. I don't know. Sven, you there?
I am just jumping on popcorn.
All right. Well, we are out of combat. I've gone ahead and removed all of the dead cockatrices. What do y'all want to do? You've got your buddy there is a large statue.
Did his belongings turn to stone too, like the bag of holding?
No.
Okay.
All of his clothing and everything, just the flesh.
All
Okay.
right. Well, I'm going to take the bag of holding off him and then put him in my bag of holding to keep him safe. Is that okay?
Wait, let me run really far away before you do that.
Bag of holding in the bag of holding.
No, I said take it off of him first.
But no, he wouldn't fit in the bag of holding. Just getting in through the mouth of it would be difficult.
So Quint's going to search the cockatrice nest for a potion of stone and flesh.
Okay. He searches the cockatrice nest, and in the rubble, he does find a wooden scroll tube. Kind of buried underneath one of the roots there. A little end is sticking out, but it's definitely a wooden scroll tube.
So he'll go hand it to Blink, closest thing to a spellcaster we have.
All right, I'll open it up and pray that whatever this is, it can be used by an artificer and that it cures stone or petrification.
All right, you pop it open, and there are 2 spell scrolls of greater restoration.
Oh man, if only we had a cleric.
And this is another bad conversion. In the parcel, they included a wooden scroll tube and no scrolls. So I can give you the scroll tube. Give me a sec to grab the actual scrolls.
We like hold the scroll in front of the unnamed and sort of move his lips.
Oh, but good news, greater restoration can be cast by artificers.
Excellent.
The other question is, does it heal petrification?
That would be a little bit of a downer. Oh, it does.
Yeah, so
Blink, give me a nature check.
oh, okay.
Since you've gotten so much into this harvesting and learning about monsters and whatnot, you're pretty certain that the petrification from a cockatrice is not permanent. A basilisk's is, but not a cockatrice.
Do I have any idea how long it lasts?
Maybe a day? You're not really sure?
So what do you guys think? Is
What
it?
day is it now? How long have we been traveling? The Lord was talking about resting.
You just got out of the Shadow Road, which only took you 2 days to travel like 200 miles or further. So you're making very good time.
I mean, can we put him in the bag of holding and like carry him?
He won't fit into the bag of holding. He's too large.
Ah.
He won't fit into the
The
mouth of
opening
bag.
isn't big enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Break him apart
yeah,
and put him in a bag of
get a
holding.
hammer, piece by piece.
And then glue him back together. It should be fine, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Blink is actually excited about this. This sounds great.
How much does
wanna try it.
he weigh, the unnamed? Do you weigh more
The
when
good
you're
news
stone?
is there's not a lot of mass there. Because of his condition, he's probably the skinniest person. Probably doesn't. So as far as mass goes, there's not a lot there.
Yeah, I might be able to just carry him. It's not like I'm going to get tired.
He normally weighs 95 pounds at 5'1".
So a 5 foot tall, skinny rock.
I can carry him over my shoulder.
Well, yeah, but rock weighs more than flesh. So I'm trying to think what like Statue of David would weigh.
According to the petrification rules, like the condition petrification, he weighs 10 times what he normally did.
Okay, so about 1,000 pounds.
No, you live here now. Well, if the basilisk poison doesn't last that long, I'd like to check out these statues under the tree to see if they're coming back anytime soon.
The basilisk you think is permanent.
Oh, no,
It's the-
sorry, I
yeah.
misspoke. The cockatrice poison. Where these guys were was under the cockatrice tree, so I want to...
You can check them out. They look like stone. Unlike unnamed, they're not wearing clothing. Like any clothing that they were wearing is long since rotted away.
Oh, okay.
Blink giggles when he sees that.
Naked statues.
I'm just gonna like keep searching around in the ground and anything that around the tree.
Okay. That's the only things of value that you find in here. There's cockatrice droppings all over beneath the tree, but other than that, little stone pellets.
So are we gonna take a long rest here and see what happens? I mean, we're not gonna try to carry the unnamed with us in his stone state, right?
I mean, could we at least drag him into that tower to rest there, a little more protected area? I forget how I was zoning out when you were talking about how heavy he was.
Weighs about 1,000 pounds right now.
Terry thinks he can take it.
What's your push, lift, drag weight? It's on your character sheet, on your inventory tab.
I'd 500 pounds, 540. So if somebody helps,
Yeah, I can do 480. We can...
yeah, between the two of us, we can at least drag him.
And it's easy to do that downstairs without damaging him, right?
Clunk, 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 clunk.
Yeah, he ends up missing a toe or two. You know, it's not gonna kill him.
Yeah, you guys can drag him over to the tower successfully. Give me a athletics check, both of you. See if you drop him halfway there.
And can I assist Not customer support bot, I guess, because he rolled a 20. But can I assist Tyrion then? Give him a hand.
I'll use my inspiration.
Okay.
Okay. Little Blink's under there trying to. Don't stay under it.
Don't
All
drop
right.
me. You'll kill me.
So 20 and a 25. Yeah, you guys don't drop him. Even if you did, it wouldn't have broken him. But you guys get him over to the tower safely. So yeah, you can all go in there. Do you guys want to rest or?
Yeah, let's take a long rest.
Yeah, do we have time for a long rest now, or?
It's evening. You came out right
Oh,
as it's
perfect.
evening, so that's why it's dim light all right now.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so you guys all gather there, and the Archduke and Evo's gonna stand watch since he's not really hurt. But he's gonna stand watch, and I will push you guys a long rest because nothing else comes to bother you. You guys managed to not find and bother the Medusa.
Oh, where's that? I want to go poke that stick.
Do you remember I hinted at down the canal there was a gate?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what was inside the gate.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing we didn't go down there.
So if there's time after we take our long rest, if the unnamed is still stone, Blink wants to go out and harvest the basilisk and cockatrices.
Oh yeah, yeah. And you certainly have time while you're prepping your rest, kind of pulling them over there and doing that. And after 24 hours, the petrification wears off. So after 24 hours, the unnamed comes back. Let me grab the.
Was he aware the whole time? Did he hear us talking about him?
No, his ears were plugged up with stone. Basilisk. There we go.
Does he still owe Tyrion his money since he died? And
No longer owes a debt.
show him the death certificate?
Well, you didn't technically die; you were just turned to stone. That's different.
All right. So give me a. Nature check, please. $15. That's good enough for both of them. The DC is 10 plus the monster CR, so you have no trouble getting that. So let's see, we've got one basilisk. So this is what you generate from the basilisk. You get some basilisk eyes and basilisk blood. And 4 vials of basilisk cockatrice venom, if you have vials to carry them in.
All right. Next time up at any town, I'm going to buy so many vials.
I just gave you one, so you have at least one.
I've got one, right?
So you can do blood or venom. You could drink those potions of healing, or
The unnamed has 2 flasks, one pint empty flask. I don't know if he'll let you combine all 4 into one pint.
Sven, you actually did manage to, not Sven, Blink managed to harvest a potion of cure petrification. That's what the vial of basilisk blood does. It cures petrification.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, actually, can I, since I harvested that, can I just use that on the unnamed before we even set out? Like before we even take our long rest?
Yeah. He'll get the benefit of the long rest if you want to use that.
Yeah, I don't have enough vials to carry everything anyway, so I might as well use that now and just grab a vial of the venom since I've got one empty vial.
All right.
So you have a handful of the blood. You're just kind of scooping it towards his mouth.
Smearing him with it. Painting.
Look, this is an ancient kobold technique, and we like to. What can I say? We like to smear stuff onto things, especially people.
Especially
It's
beautiful
cultural.
works of art. All right, very good. So that is what you're able to harvest. And you get through the next day. Now, during the night, Evo. What was that? Oh, the scroll.
Be the scroll I grabbed. The unnamed. If you want to grab the other one of those scrolls, that way we both have one.
So I will be asking questions, finding out what happened, and well, thank you, little one. Once again, Sif has used you as a blessing for me. Thank you.
And as you guys are camping through the night, Evo starts to chat about what you're going to do going forward. So he explains, let me just share the map. He explains that from where you are, Jost is about 190 miles away, but it is through a very sparsely populated region of the country. It's not where any of the major population areas are. So um, he suggests that there's a couple of different strategies that you might be able to employ to get there. One strategy that he thinks may work is to try and move stealthy, to go slow, kind of sneak past the towns, villages, and fields without being spotted. There's going to be nightly undead patrols. Locals may or may not be friendly, may turn you in to try and gain some favor with their evil masters. So doing that would slow us down, but it would raise the least attention. The other strategy that he suggests is we actually just stick to the complete wilderness as much as we can. Stick to the back country, stay away from civilization as much as possible. And if we're in difficult area, we may go slow. If we're in a decent area, then we'll probably be able to make a pretty good pace. And then the last way is to hide in plain sight, traveling openly through the towns, villages, pretending to be merchants or craftspeople. We'll be able to move more quickly through the region, and if we're able to convince people to pass ourselves off, we might even be able to pick up some time. So what do you all think? And we don't have to do one thing the whole time either. We may find that it works better some days than others. Essentially, this next little bit of travel is a skill challenge. And then if you all fail your skills, then you get encounters.
My character is pretty good at stealth, but I was demonstrating. That was him impersonating a human being. So he's walking around doing his human impersonation about how good food is, and he likes to poop.
One real human Zuckerberg.
I'd be on board with trying. to just stealth it out.
I think it puts us close enough to get intel without, putting us in the wilds to be monster et.
Is anybody here an expert in this region that we would know what type of clerics there are and what type of people there are?
None of them here are experts in the region. Quint does have advantage on any interaction with the people because of his Krakovan rebel background. So he'll have advantage on those persuasion or charisma type deception checks or whatever on any of those.
So is that 2 for stealth, or
What's that?
is that 2 for stealth then, or
What do you mean 2 for stealth?
like we're
Votes
going to
for-
decide votes?
Sorry. Confused me.
I left out half of the words, so I can see why that would happen.
So Quint is definitely up for the subterfuge. Fastest way. Let's just get through. We might be able even to pick up a cart and a horse. They're not that expensive. And so that's his vote.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Blink's on board.
So it's 190 miles at a slow pace, which would be the stealth option. You would travel about 16 miles a day. At a normal pace, it would be 24 miles a day. At a fast pace, it would be 30 miles a day. Just to give you an idea of how many days you're going to be doing this.
We should be able to go at least normal, if not fast.
Normal, you could probably do it at using the survival or deception methods. To do stealthy, it's going to take you extra time. You'd have to move at a slow pace. Constant hiding and diverting around areas. And
So Tyrion, when you said stealth, did you mean the sneaky half-speed way?
Yes.
Have you
But I mean, we do have
been
Quint.
traveling with the customer bot? Have you tried sleeping while he's on watch?
Are you saying you don't trust him?
I think he's very loud.
Clank, clank, very much.
Well, I mean, we have Quint with us, so we could try to use him to help get through this faster.
Yeah, he can be our face in this area as we move through. If we want to try to move at a regular speed and any difficulties we come across, he can just try to talk his way out of it, basically.
The Blink, that's you're going with the deception route? That's your vote?
I don't know. I'm just talking out the options.
and this will be a group check. So I'm going to look at the values of everybody and then.
What if we pad customer support bot with moss?
You write a subroutine and he goes shh, 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 shh.
Well, I don't need food or air. You could transport me as a corpse.
I was going to say, what if we turn him to stone and then carry him with us?
Yeah, go down there and poke that Medusa. I will drag you out.
And when you mean stealth, do you mean like we're trying to move from bush to bush, carefully hiding, or are we just taking the more obscure routes and less visual ways?
You're sneaking past towns, villages, going around fields, You're taking extra time and effort so that you're trying to avoid any population areas. That's the stealth option.
I don't know about that, guys. I have this strong urge to buy some vials, so I kind of want to stop at a town. A town big enough to have vials.
Evo tells you that most of the towns between here and Jost are going to be pretty small. Hamlets, if anything.
So they're not really going to have that. All right. Yeah. I'll just have to wait till I get to Jost, I guess. I don't know, guys. Blink is much better at and he'll tell you guys this. Like, he's not good at dealing with people. He is much better at sneaking around in the shadows than he is at trying to talk his way out of things.
Quint is good either way because he's good at both. And the unnamed. My concern is the time, but if the Lord doesn't think it matters, then let's go. Let's do the sneaky way. I can be quiet when I need to.
All right, stealth option then.
Yep.
Sure.
Alrighty. So everybody, go ahead and give me that.
Can I use my inspiration on this or no?
Yeah, but you'll be making like 6 or 7 or 8 more.
Oh, never mind. I should have done it.
That is not a problem because way more than half the group has succeeded. So you managed to pass the first day. Let me... And traveled 16 miles in 8 hours. Got 174 miles to go. So that was the first day. What do you want to do the second day?
Let's talk this out again, guys.
So do we know, like, when we're maybe in like safer areas that have towns that we could just walk faster through, like during the day, and maybe use Quint to talk us through sometimes, or do we really don't know enough about the area to do that?
You don't know enough to gain that kind of advantage. You know, Quint will have advantage on his rolls when it's dealing with the deception method.
But do we all have to make those checks, though?
Yes. Evo does suggest, however, that trying to do the same thing over and over and over again is going to get progressively more difficult to maintain.
So why don't we go try the wilderness today? Stick to the wilderness and go quicker.
Sounds fine to me.
Yeah, let's alternate. Let's just do like every day the different one. Mix it up. Keep us on our toes.
But give me a survival check.
0. Well, he doesn't need to survive. He's used to just, not having to eat and drink.
Well, 50% of the group passed. So you passed.
We're dragging your bow along.
Oh, I accidentally clicked that twice.
And out to peace.
All right, so you traveled another day. What do you want to do the third day? Had no encounters so far.
Let's let Quint try to talk us through this area.
Sounds good, yeah.
All right. Do the deception. So you just click advantage before you roll Quints.
I forgot. You got 13, but I'll try it again.
That's fine. That's enough. It was a DC 12. The basic way it works is that every day you try to do the same thing in a row, the DC goes up and up and up. And so changing it up, which is why Evo suggested it, changing it up is what keeps the DC low because it's harder to keep track of you. All right, so you've got 118 miles left to go.
I think we want to keep just cycling through and doing,
Okay.
different. So
We'll just do them in that order.
I like a challenge. I want to keep doing the same thing like 7 days in a row.
Give everybody a DC 18 or 19.
Otherwise, we'll never know what happened if we fail.
I have
Yeah, right.
-2 to 2 of the skill checks, just so you know.
All right, we'll jump to a stealth check next. And 50% made it. Very good.
Blink and Quint were the ones that failed.
Right.
They're over there talking and joking and smoking cigarettes.
Next, we'll try a survival check.
I was singing really loud, dirty kobold drinking songs.
Oh yeah, that one was an easy one. So you have 78 miles left to go. We're going to try deception again. Try to lie your way through the city. Yep, that was a pass. So you get to travel faster. 46 miles, you're nearly there. Evo's getting anxious. So is Avgos, he's getting really anxious. Try stealth again. Oh man, you guys are way too good at this.
Good job, Tyrion.
I was thinking Evo and the Archduke would slow you down and make life more difficult.
I would congratulate you, but I can't find you.
30 miles left, so you could cover that in a single day of deception, or you could go back to your survival pattern. What do you want to do?
Oh, let's deception.
Yeah.
It's worked so far.
All right, I will use my inspiration.
I mean, it is the one I'm worst at, but still pulled it through, it looks like. Oh, that's so close.
Nope. Let's see.
We did it 3.
Deception 21, 13, yep. All right, and with that, you have completed your journey. You have reached the city of Jost. I don't do very many of these skill challenges.
That was a lot of days, too. That could have taken a long time if we kept failing.
Yeah, because if you fail, then you get combat encounters. So you guys arrive at the city of Jost. Give me just a second to pull it up. Pull up a map of the city. So Jost, Evo tells you as you get close, is just on the northwestern coast. It's approximately 20 miles north of the border with the province of Cracovia. It used to be kind of a fishing town, but Jost got worried about the threat from the undead, and so they invited its former enemies, raiding Reaver dwarves, to come in and take over. So the Reaver dwarves are from the north. Actually, the unnamed would be familiar with them. It's kind of where his family is from, that region. So this Jost is now part of the Wolf Mark, which is a a bit of a country that still holds and defends itself against the undead. It straddles a river, the estuary, as it goes out to the larger ocean, and they have an extremely well-maintained harbor. You can tell that sailing and stuff is very important to this city. The eastern section of the city houses the town hall, and there are two main gates that lead into Jost. The Temple Gate, which is on the southern end, which is kind of, or that's, do they have this? Yeah, they've got the angle all twisted. The So this would be the Temple Gate. I don't know why it's marked Fish Gate. The Temple Gate stands at the end of this road, and then you guys are coming in here through the Forest Gate, which is kind of on the western end of the wall. Is there anything else? You do know that the largest temple in this city is the Temple of Sif, which is located here. So it's across the harbor from you, from where you guys came into town. And there are also temples to Wotan, Perun, Yarilla, and Porivit as well. There's quite a few temples, especially here and around the Gods Market. Fairly religious city. The town's size, roughly 3,000 Reaver dwarves, drink, brawl, and sleep it off. And there's a large new temple to Thor that serves the Reavers and sailors. So that's the city as you enter it. It's a very bustling, this is the new Temple of Thor. And you're entering kind of into the dwarven town area. Archduke Avgost is insistent that you hurry and arrange for a ferry to take you across so that he can meet the people he's here to meet.
Does it say in the book, are they in the process of finishing this moat?
They are. That's part of the defenses that that they have been building. Basically, all it says, it has a weird description of it. It says it straddles the river. Small boats constantly ferry people, livestock, and goods between the two halves of the city. A series of brick towers and newly reinforced walls keep the city safe. Constructed on Scooty's orders, that's the head. Impressive star-shaped stepped structures now ring the earthen wall that surround the city before Scooty's arrival. That's the only description they give of it. So it's some kind of a defensive fortification structure, and it looks like they're still being built. It's not completed yet here.
They probably could have built it faster if they didn't make all those star-shaped
zigzags.
zigzags.
Well, it's not just it's a stepped structure, so there's stone work and stuff that build up to make more fortifications. So it's towers as well as defensive stone structures there in those points.
Also, the government contractor that got hired to do it, had to do so much work to fulfill the contract, so he just made it back and forth, I've worked for the government for too long.
You and me both. All right, so you get here to the town. It's not hard to arrange a ferry. They're one copper piece per person, so it's nothing for you to get across. And once you get inside the city, the Archduke insists on staying at one of his old haunts, one of his old places, a grandiose inn called the Uncommon Porpoise, which has seen better days. As soon as he is settled into the inn's biggest guest room, Avgost sends a message to inform Jarl Scooty, the mayor of Jost, of his arrival, and he invites all of you to dinner that evening at a nearby tavern to thank you for the good company on the trip and for the protection that you have provided. So that all occurs, and it is now the next morning. The Archduke is now off to do his diplomatic mission with Scooty, and you guys are free to do what you want to do in Jost. What do you want to do?
So the unnamed is going to go to the temple.
Okay.
And he had considered trying to make his own. The towel-looking thing with a hole in it that the knights wear, that goes down. I forget what that's called. That has the symbol on the front of it. It's just a cloth that goes over their armor.
Like vestments thingy.
Right. So I'm going to go there, talk to the temple people, and see about exchanging my vestments that I've been wearing all the time for a couple of those. I'll keep one set of vestments, and then the rest I'm going to switch over to that.
Okay. As you approach the temple, you see that there is the temple is in the process of being turned into a fortress. And there's a stone wall complete with crenellated battlements, and 4 stone towers are under construction around the great wooden temple. Standing in the front are 2 female acolytes wearing bronze breastplates, armed with bows and axes, holding round shields on their backs. And you can see that in the temple itself, dwarves and female characters or females enter freely, but most males are turned away at the door. You being a cleric of Sif, they'll let you in. Inside the courtyard, the sounds of battle ring out as nearly all of the priests are in there honing their fighting skills. You see them fighting with axes and swords and shooting targets with arrows. Are you carrying weapons openly?
Whatever the normal practice would be. My shurikens are hidden. I might have my hook out. I don't know. I would know what the proper protocol would be. So before heading to the temple, if it's protocol, I believe it is with Sif.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with that.
She's a warrior.
I would be.
She's
Yes.
a warrior goddess. Yeah, she's not a shrinking violet. All right, so you get there and you've got your thing, your weapon out, and as you enter into the courtyard, one of the shield maidens there comes up to you and challenges you to a fight. And she gives you the option: first blood or first down.
Make an insight check. Just to sort of put a judgment on
It's just
her compared to mine.
the religion is a very warrior-based religion, and this is just a way of proving that you're willing to fight. First
Right,
blood
and I'm
means
definitely willing. I want to be able to judge her physique and her skill, the way she walks, that type of thing, to see is she just gonna trounce me? Am I able to judge that just by looking at her?
Not really. I mean, she's standing there. She's wearing hide armor. She has a shield, and she's comfortably holding a great axe. She doesn't seem strained by its weight at all.
Okay. Yes. So it would be my honor. Let us go to first down.
First down? All right. First down basically means until one of you hits 0 hit points. All right. And we're not going to... this is going to be a melee combat. So she's just going to rush you with the great axe. So we're not going to have a map for combat. We'll just do theater of the mind. So go ahead and roll initiative. We'll see who goes first.
Now, is it acceptable to use my paladin and clerical abilities?
It is. They're abilities granted by Sif, but this is a melee battle. It's not a spelled battle or anything like that. The idea is that this is a test of strength.
Okay.
All right, looks like you go first. You got one up on her. So she rushes you with her battle axe.
So I will go into a defensive stance and shift a little bit and audibly. Normally in combat, I'm just speaking to myself or a little loud, but this time I'm going to be much louder and I pray to Sif, grant me your speed. And I'm going to pray, hold my holy symbol, and use my channel divinity. And then I'm just going to shift a little bit and just watch her as see how she moves and stuff, study her.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. So she just completely ignores finesse, ignores tactics, and she recklessly charges you with her great axe wielding and takes a swing at you. So she will have advantage, and she grants advantage to you on any attacks. She swings at you, chops down, and misses. You duck out of the way, jump to the side, and her axe just swings right by you and slams into the floor. Your turn.
And so as her axe slams into the ground, I will step forward and hit her with the back of my hook.
Okay, let me add the reckless to her so that it's automatic. So you don't have to press it every time. All right, you're good. All right, she spins out of the way and manages to get away.
And I'll shift around to the other side, still staying within combat, but I'm showing anybody who's watching that I have much faster speed than she does.
Okay. You're definitely faster than she is. We don't need to pass initiative back and forth. We're just going to take turns until this is over. So she charges at you again. She's just going to be recklessly swinging this great axe at you over and over and over. And this one skitters off your armor and doesn't do anything. You draw first blood.
And so I will. So this is not. Didn't it? Oh, it didn't apply to me. No wonder it hasn't been working. Give me just a second here. Let me apply it the right way.
Let me take off petrified.
And so I stab in at her, also lightly glancing against her armor.
All right. You draw first blood. She growls at you and actually congratulates you on drawing first blood as she screams again in rage, bouncing off your armor. You're harder to hit than she is.
Take her name. Take her name.
She has almost 3 times as many hit points as you, but she can't hit nothing. She whips around and finally manages to hit you with her great axe. Smashes into you for 13 points of damage. You lose concentration on your spell.
Yeah, so I stumble back a bit, but quickly recover and slam back in with my hook.
This one bounces off her hide armor. She doesn't even try to avoid it. Instead, she jumps at you and manages to smack you in the shield.
So I'm just able to deflect with my little buckler. It's very similar to judo. As I'm moving and shifting, there's no way I can take the full brunt of any of these attacks, but I'm able to guide it off a little bit. So I'm going to would I feel comfortable using my power granted by Sif to smite her?
Yeah.
She's evil. Okay. So I will do a smite against her. As she hits me, and then I follow up and finally land a second time.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say, Sif, guide me as I strike into her.
Right. She laughs at you and says, "Bring it on!" She seems to be really happy with how this is going. Like, she's having a good time.
And I'm still in my full vestments, by the way. All right, so I'll attack.
Right. She follows up with another solid hit, although not doing all that much damage.
So is Sif also the goddess of concussions then? If this is how they always say hi to each other, just a quick punch to the face until you fall down?
Kinda. Remember, they have magical healing, so they can magically heal those concussions right away.
That's right, and she is the goddess of beer too. So
Yes. She's the wife of
Knows her way
Thor.
around a headache.
With Thor as a husband, yeah. She's getting critically wounded. She's not feeling so hot. As she still has a hard time hitting you. Ooh. Coming down to the wire. If either of you score a crit, you'll win. There you go. That's it. Oh, maybe. Yep. All right. So you managed to defeat the Shield Maiden of Sif, and all around you, the rest of the courtyard where people are fighting, they all start cheering, and some clerics come over and quickly start healing her up.
And I'll reach down and I will heal her as well with my second level cure wounds.
She congratulates you on a well-fought battle, and welcomes you to the Temple of Sif. What can we do for you?
I am looking for the unnamed.
The unnamed is not here. What need have you for the unnamed?
I would speak with them regarding a vision that I have seen.
The Sif has withdrawn most of the unnamed to her temples in the north, where they are more protected. So perhaps you could travel there to visit one of the unnamed.
And then I'll ask for whoever would do the oaths.
You wish to petition to take the oath.
Yes.
I see. I will inform Jagoda. Come back this evening, and if she agrees, we will conduct the ceremony then. And so she goes off to communicate with Jagoda. Jagoda Mazurek is the head of this temple. So, there any of the rest of you want to do anything in town while he's doing this? We're going to come back to him for the evening.
Yeah, I want to buy some vials, empty
Okay.
vials.
Yep, there's plenty of shops you can do that.
That's it. That's all Blink cares about.
Yeah.
I actually have a couple other things I want to sell too, but it's minor stuff. So.
Just 50% the value, whatever it is.
All right.
You can do it.
Do you care about the cost of the vials?
No, they're
okay.
Trivial.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. So evening comes, and you return back to the temple.
I will invite Tarian and Blink. If the customer service bot is around, then I'll be polite and invite him as well. If he's not around, then I'll forget to invite him.
I would love to come.
And
they turn them away at the entrance of the temple, being neither dwarves nor female, nor worshippers of Sif.
Yeah.
Whoa, I have no genitals.
What happened? I would not have invited them then. I
Right.
wouldn't want to put them through that shame.
For a ceremony like this, it would be unlikely they would allow outsiders. They would consider
Right, and
outsiders.
I wouldn't have mentioned it. But like I said, I'm going to go to a tailor and get I'm sure being in this town, that there's probably a shop right outside the temple that has all that stuff anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a wig store? I want to get a wig.
Now, if you had invited Quint, something else would have happened, but the rest of these guys just get rejected. All right, yeah, you can get new clothing, no problem. And you head up to the temple, and as before, you hear the sounds of battle. But as you approach, it kind of dies down, and all of these ladies dressed in armor, they've got their axes and shields and stuff, and they're standing there. They all kind of line up, and at the end, you see one kind of middle-aged woman. She looks tough. She has a very hard look about her. And this is what she looks like. And she's there as the leader. She's got scars on her face and stuff. She's obviously been through many, many battles. And she calls everybody to order. And then in a loud and and demanding tone says, "The petitioner may present himself."
So I'll step forward and remove my vestments. I still have my chainmail and my armor underneath, and my weapons, but I will remove my outer robes and step forward.
Introduce yourself.
I am the unnamed. I come to petition, to serve Sif with my life.
As the unnamed, you are under the protection of Sif. You are a member of a protected order. Sif has been with you your entire life. But as unnamed, you are unable to petition, to take the oath of a paladin. The unnamed is special and is under the blessings of Sif. Unnamed are granted gifts from Sif and protection and position. So do you still petition and wish to renounce the blessing of Sif, reject the gift that Sif has provided you, reject the protection from Sif, and lose your position within the church in order to present yourself to petition as a paladin?
This is not a decision I make lightly. I have spent the last year in prayer and service to Sif, even though I have not been at a temple. I denounce and will no longer be the unnamed. Henceforth, I will be Tagos.
Hold on. You are not worthy of a name yet. Renounce yourself and become as a child.
There. I renounce myself, and I will kneel down.
In a loud voice, she announces out to all the onlookers, "My fellow shield maidens, join me in mourning the loss of a chosen of Sif. This child has chosen to leave the protection of Sif and reject her blessings." And at that, all of the shield maidens turn around and face their backs to you. The high priestess stands up before you and says, "Child, step forward and present your petition. What is the position that you wish within the Order of Sif?"
So I'll stand and step forward. I would be her bow. I would be her blade. I would be a paladin of Sif.
The position of paladin is a sacred duty under Sif. While the unnamed are kept under the protection of Sif, paladins are the protection of Sif. Going forward, if Sif accepts your oath, you will be protected no longer, but you will be expected, demanded, to provide that protection yourself. If you still wish, stand and state your oaths.
So I rise. I have integrity in my speech and actions. My yes means yes. My no means no. I stand strong in the summer and learn to bend in the winter storm. Fear does not prevent me from doing that which is honorable. I treat others fairly, and as I would have them treat me. Where there is law, I will obey it. Where the law is wrong, I will change it. I practice my own excellence without ever insulting another's skill. And I'll sort of make eye contact with the woman I fought earlier that day.
She has her back to you.
I strike down evil. I am responsible for my actions and their consequences.
She nods her head, says in a loud voice, Shield maidens of Sif, I present to you this nameless child who wishes to become a protector. Do you accept his oath as brother? And at that point you hear all of the shield maidens turn around and cheer with a loud yes. And cheering just erupts up and down the hall. After a few moments, she calls upon them for silence and says, It is not fitting for one of the protectors of Sif to be nameless. Step forward and take upon yourself a name worthy of Sif.
So I step forward. I am Tagos.
Welcome to the Order of Paladins of Sif. And as soon as she says that, the entire crowd just erupts. And you see from the sides, people start flowing in with just barrels and flagons of beer, food, and this huge party just erupts. And the party goes through the entire evening. You're there all night with them as they're enjoying themselves. And with that, we're going to end tonight's session, and all of you get to level up to level 5.
Sweet.
And then we'll pick up next time with some more fun stuff. All right.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks, everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks, man.
And if you can level up now, or you can do it later, we can arrange. It's up to you. I'll leave the table up for a while so you guys can level up.
Yeah, Quint is going to take that dip into Wizard that he was talking about. So I'll do that for him.
Tyrion had been working on all of his many tattoos that he didn't get to while we were taking the road. So
definitely. How do you tattoo a shadow? Is it just like a blob?
No, it's the dragon and the basilisk, and there's no shadows.